McGregor fight to happen?
I wasn't too worried about it. Obviously, that was a big fight. He's a big draw, but wouldn't have been good for him.
How so?
Because if I hurt him, I wasn't taking his neck,
What were you going to take?
his soul.
Oh, it gets better every time. That's how it sounded on WSB TV. Good job there by Zach Klein, by the way, in the middle of Robbie Lawler and Tyron Woodley. Ken Flo, dude.
Gives me the chills, dude.
My wife is so sick of me playing her that clip and explaining that Robbie Lawler is actually a really nice guy and someone whose 6-year-old son isn't even allowed to watch him fight.
Right.
But I think as you texted me, dude, he looks like a serial killer there.
He does, man. It sends chills up my spine. And just the way that he delivers it, it's so great. And then obviously you can't see his eyes, but his eyes, they're such that you go, maybe Robbie Lawler isn't all there. Maybe he enjoys crushing faces a little too much. Maybe
Right.
he is absolutely perfect as a mixed martial arts fighter. And you realize that Robbie's a little bit different than everybody else, man.
No doubt about it. And if you Google Robbie Lawler, his soul, or Robbie Lawler, Conor McGregor, you can watch this. When I sit here and say to you that I probably watched it 55 times in the last 5 days, it's certainly not less than 35. I can't stop watching it. I led the damn show with it today. And it's interesting because when Robbie was first asked about McGregor there, he didn't necessarily fully take the bait, right? It seems as though maybe he had this line in his back pocket about the neck and the soul, but he paused, and then when the interviewer did a good job in following up, then he was able to sort of execute it. But clearly, Kenny, would you at least say that there's some at least animosity towards Conor, and if not that, at the very least, he wouldn't mind the payday that comes along with a fight against Conor McGregor?
Yeah, but, if I am Robbie Lawler or if I'm the champion of the welterweight division and Conor McGregor is calling me out, that's the fight you want. And it seemed like early on or earlier, he wasn't necessarily calling for that fight like he should have. You know what I mean? If you have, the golden goose who's calling you out, that's who you want. And it would have been the biggest payday of his life. And I don't know. He wasn't so adamant about it early on. Maybe because he just simply felt, hey, he doesn't deserve it. But now I think maybe he's realizing the kind of payday that it would render. And maybe he's, asking for it a little bit more now with what he said. So I find it interesting. And Robbie is one of those guys, man, who's just... in some ways, I really think he's right that if he landed those shots and hurt Conor, again, those are kind of those fights that maybe you're not exactly the same after. Robbie will hit you that hard. And obviously with this Rory McDonald and Wonder Boy fight coming up, we're going to find out what Rory is made of and how he's come back from Robbie Lawler. But, yeah, man, it was fascinating to see Robbie and how he kind of delivered those lines. He's definitely different.
Yeah, he is a different breed, and TJ is going to cut up just him saying his soul so that we can drop that in periodically, probably every show from here to eternity. But you're absolutely right the way you set it up when it comes to Conor McGregor, because Rafael Dos Anjos and Nate Diaz both took the bait willingly and both got the fight. Of course, it didn't materialize for RDA, but both of those guys called out Conor after he had in some way, shape, or form called them out, and they both got the fight. So we'll see if Lawler McGregor ever happens. It certainly has more legs now than I think it did previously on the strength of what Robbie Lawler had to say to WSB TV.